Alright, what's going on YouTube again? What's going on, everybody? Alright, here's the first loadout. I just want to go, this is one of my least, well, it's a great loadout, but it's like one of my least favorite loadouts, mainly because of the shield. Because to me, just personal opinion, electricity doesn't need it, but it works for raid content, and you can use it in alerts, any content, solo content, duos, anything like that. I'm gonna make this easier for you guys. The innates that I mainly run with while I'm healing are usually these three. But for purposes of today, I'm gonna respec real quick and just go over each of the powers, each of the healer powers. Alright, Electro Bio Surge is your solo heal. It restores health to yourself and to the most injured group member. But as you know, with the revamp, it feeds off of biocharged interactions. So if you use Biocapacitor first and then Biosurge, if three people are injured, Biosurge will hit about 3 to 4 people at once. Back and forth, they just feed off each other. From my last DPS healer loadout video that I showed you guys, those two powers work really well, which is why I would hope that Galvanize would get that one day. You never know. Yeah, but anyway, Arc Lightning is really good for mid-range content, mid to short range content. It bounces off each ally and the user as well. The healing rate can hit up between what is it, 3,000, 5,000. I've seen it hit up to 9,000 depending on the tank. Shout out to the fire users out there. Electrogenesis is really good. Depending on where, it's mainly for stationary reasons because it doesn't hit everyone. I really wish it would spread more to 3 different people or something like that. I think it would make it more effective. But I used to use that back when T5 came out last year, and I'll pretty much show you guys the first one of my favorite loadouts. Just give me one sec. Let me get all this. And I rarely would use Ionic Drain. I'm just gonna get all the healer powers for the most part. Oops. Where's the last one? We have 4 left. Oh yeah, because you can use that together with it. Yeah, because there's multiple loadouts. Did I get the supercharger? Yep. Alright. And then from there, your nades, you can work it. You gotta make sure you get your miracle worker, empathic healing. To me, gaze is good. Basically, your dominance increases the critical chance of your resto by 1% only. So if you have 100, I think the last time I looked at resto it was because right now I put weapon mastery on this. My dominance, yes, it's at 147 again. Yeah, so you'll be critting pretty high with a lot of dominance. That's one reason why I wish the devs would bring out a restoration dominance plan. Make things interesting for those who don't want to have restoration in health. I really don't like restoration in health. I'd rather have dominance. This is my opinion. But yeah, let me get back to the loadout. Biosurge, Electrogenesis. Oh yeah, and the one thing they did add after what was it, update 41 or 42, Arc Lightning does a stun effect now. So even in I think the last time I checked, the Arc Lightning does a stun effect in Healer Roll as well. It's minor though, not compared to the DPS form. But as you guys know, Ionic Drain, they changed the animation to that. It looks really nice now. It's really good. It's they made it a bit faster, but depending on content and depending on your skill level, you technically don't have to use it. But I'm just gonna go through as many loadouts as I can for you guys in this one video. Hopefully I can get through most of them, and from there I'll probably show you guys the new content, and I'm gonna solo heal the raid with all full 94 gear that I got now. I don't really need the new stuff. But yeah, these are the shields. The shields are good. I'm not arguing that you can't use them. I already got a video already prepped for you guys to show the usefulness of the shields. What expert? Wait. Oh, come on, highlight, man. What up lead can you make precision in expert? Nope, not yet, man. Alright, let me hold on. Alright, let me make the loadout really quick. So the main thing, I go into Arc Lightning, then I bounce that off with Biosurge right next to it, because I want my, this is mainly the Arc Lightning is usually used to target the tank, and then from there it bounces off the tank usually to the second closest DPS, which is usually as of the last month, it was gadgets. When you run with gadgets, they're usually close by because trying to hit with the EMP wave. So it usually bounces up gadgets and usually hits like 3 to 4 other people. It really works well. You really don't need, for majority content that I've run since from really T4 and up, you don't need Ionic Drain. But I'm gonna still show you guys different loads. You can have Ionic Drain in your loadout just in case if someone is really too far away. But usually Biosurge and Biocapacitor both hit each other. In fact, let me finish this real quick. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what though. Anyway. Alright, and this is your standard, like, typical all-purpose healer loadout. For your innates, you get Wisdom of Solomon, so you use less power. You're helping out the troll, of course. If you ever got an extra skill point, you always want to try and put that in Wisdom of Solomon just to help out the troll. But trolls now are hitting well over 4,000 vit. Really, you may not even need this anymore. I've actually run some content without using Wisdom of Solomon, so it's up to you. But for the most part, this is like one of my favorite loadouts, one of my favorite go-to loadouts. The only difference in this loadout would be I ran this loadout on the T6, but this was the loadout that let me switch this up real quick. This was the loadout I ran with all the T5 content for like a year. Just this loadout. And the best part is with Biocapacitor, before the update actually happened even, you can clip into both of these at the same time, pretty much. See right there. And the other person would get Electrogenesis, and it would last pretty long. They changed the cooldown, it's faster now, and then I would just hit. You can clip that into there, and go like this, and then into that, and then back into hitting the tank in case the tank is about to go down. But it's pretty simple. I added Weapon Mastery because I want to show off Weapon Mastery at least one more time for the content when I run the raid later tonight with some of my league members. But let me see. Yeah, but the typical all-purpose loadout, if you just want to cover all your bases depending on your skill level, is to run this. This loadout is a bit power costly, but so long as you have, it's important as a healer, or at least it's my opinion, that you should run with, there it is, extended supercharger. So you can have like up to 3 superchargers, just in case there's that moment where, oh my god, everyone's going down, and I don't have enough power, the trolls are tapped out, and you have that 3rd supercharger, it always helps. The only thing I can tell you is try not to spam with electricity. You don't really need to do that a whole lot for the most part. Just heal when their health bars go down, same as if you were a troll or any other role, pretty much. But yeah, one thing that's really good about electricity, pretty much everything clips into each other. You could just keep clipping back and forth. The cooldown is pretty fast on biocapacitor. And what else? About biocapacitor, if I haven't explained it already, it instant restores health to yourself and the 3 most injured group members. But it also does that with biosurge, so long as you have it reapplied. It was the smartest thing that Captain Liberty and the rest of the devs did when they added Grant's biocharge mechanics. I'll just read the power interactions. You always gotta, when any power you guys are, even as a healer, because I know all the other healer powers as well. If you guys want loadouts for those, I can give you guys those off the top of my head. But biocapacitor grants yourself and 3 most injured group members. If you or a group member is biocharged and your health falls below 45%. This was the interesting thing that took me time to get used to, because it used to be 35% and everyone was like, oh my god, I'm about to die, and then boom, they would get their health would boost to a crit of like 4,000, 5,000. I mean, it just depends on the content, your gear and all that. Within the next 2 minutes. So there's days where I do miss the 35% compared to the 45, but I've gotten used to it so far because pretty much no one really dies anymore. And Galvanize is your burst heal that you really want. It creates a wave of critical electric energy to heal yourself and all your other allies. And it burst heals even higher per heal. So if you use it and then the group, let's say you're in what is it, artifact fighting the first boss, you know that burst damage that usually happens when his swords come out, then that's gonna normally the group will go down to like 45%. That's when you burst heal it. You can even clip it like this and reapply the biocapacitor, and worst comes to worst, when it happens as well, you can then use that's in one of my other videos. I might remake that video, I don't know. Just to have a better explanation and do a commentary over that. But yeah, pretty much there's always certain situations for different loadouts. So those are 2 different loadouts. It's really just changing like 1 to 2 different things. You actually can run a loadout without what is it? You can actually run a loadout without biocapacitor. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are, you can run the shield as well. And if you really want to switch things up, you can apply Electro Burst, which is specifically like Galvanize. And Electro Burst is the DPS form of Galvanize, but you have to electrify, and the only way to electrify is with Arc Lightning or using Wired, which I currently don't have in this loadout. That's another healer loadout, which I'm going to show in a video. And from there, electricity is just has a lot of variety to it when it comes to its powers and abilities. The only critical thing is its short range. It's medium to short. If you know how to extend it, you can extend it to a high medium range, but you gotta be very mobile around the map. It's not for the faint of heart. It's a lot of skill using certain powers. But if anyone wants a loadout for nature, celestial, or sorcery,